It used to be that when you check the flight boards at major US international airports, most of the flights going to and from Africa weren't on African Airlines. Well, that's changing. And we're here at Dulles International Airport in the US capital to find out more about the shift in the business of air travel. Every day, 78 international flights depart and land at this airport. Only 2 will take you directly to Africa on an African airline. That's why the ticket counter at Ethiopian Airlines is bustling. Passengers check in for a 13-hour non-stop to Addis Ababa.
Destination today is Johannesburg, and chose Ethiopian Airlines because it was very reasonable, and also the service has been absolutely fantastic when we've flown it previously.
I've been using Ethiopian Airways to other destinations like to Nigeria, South Sudan, Rwanda. I've also used Ethiopian Airways on international flights. My family is based in Washington, D.C., so Addis Ababa has become another home.
Ethiopian is one of 7 African airlines cleared for direct flights to the United States. The East African carrier connects passengers in 4 major US cities to 55 destinations in Africa. Nigusu Worku runs the airline's US operations.
Aircraft, so 320 passengers, so we are finalizing for boarding. Let's go in and see.
On board a 777, he explains Ethiopian's expansion plans.
We have a Vision 2025 to be a leading aviation group in Africa and connect Africa to the rest of the world. We have invested a lot in our fleet. Currently, we are proud to operate young fleet in the whole world. Our average fleet age is 5 years, whereas the industry age is like 9 years. So we are operating younger fleet than the rest of the world, which helps us a lot to enhance safety of our operations.
In the past 10 years, Ethiopian Airlines has quadrupled its passenger count to nearly 10 million. Right now, it is Africa's fastest growing and most profitable airline, outpacing South African Airways and regional rival Kenyan Airways, both of whom have been struggling financially. Still, South African rules the routes from Washington to West Africa. Kenyan Airways was recently cleared for direct flights between Nairobi and New York. That must make for a very tough, competitive landscape. What is Ethiopian Airlines doing differently to win that game?
Competition makes you work hard, smarter. So it's good to have competition. That way we can enhance our efficiency, we can enhance our productivity. So that is the only sure way to survive in this 21st century. So we welcome many airlines to fly into the US from Africa.
The airline business is changing inside Africa too. These flights are not just flying across the Atlantic, they're flying north, south, east, west across Africa. Earlier this year, 23 African countries launched a single aviation market to improve connectivity on the continent, reduce airfares, and boost economic growth, clearing the way for African carriers to challenge global aviation giants for dominance at home, and ending the days when the easiest or safest way to travel inside Africa was via Europe or the Middle East. This flight is about to take off. Ethiopian Airlines says the African sky is not the limit. They hope to show the world what the future of African aviation can look like. Hayde Fitzpatrick, VOA News, Washington.